Hi, welcome to our CWTC Get Connected community podcast to share experiences, promote services and networking, and great opportunities available for residents of Oldham. The Play Action Groups plays a crucial role in supporting children and families by providing inclusive play opportunities, fostering creativity and promoting physical, social and emotional development. They offer a safe and welcoming environment where children of all abilities can engage in fun educational activities. To enlighten us more, we have invited at our CWTC podcast studio Rachael and Stephanie from Oldham Play Action Group and Green Acres Community Association. Welcome, Rachael and Steph.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
You couldn't find the place this morning.
Yes, we struggled.
But you found us, and thank you very much. And I think the winter is setting in, or is it lovely out there?
Yes, as you can see with my big thick jumper over there, it's very cold outside.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Tell us, beginning with Steph, about your career and what work you've been doing in the past.
All right, okay. Well, Rachael and I have come today because between us we're going to talk about the three organisations, Oldham Play Action Group, Green Acres Community Association that you've already mentioned, and maybe Evan Dadley as well. So between us we're involved across those three things.
Welcome.
But how I got started, which was a good while back now, I think when I was 14 or so, which late 70s, I got involved.
Not long ago.
I got involved with a group called LHAP, which stood for the East London Handicapped Adventure Playground.
Okay.
It's still in action today. It isn't called that anymore because language has moved on.
Sure.
So it is called an inclusive playground now, but people do still refer to it as LHAP. Mm-hmm. And so that was a specially designed playground for children with disabilities. So an old wooden, build it as you go style adventure playground.
DIY.
That was accessible to all. And that's where I started in it really. And it kind of snowballed from there.
Brilliant.
So, I went on and did A-levels, which weren't particularly great. And when all my other friends went off to university, I went and did a foundation course in art and design. Yeah. Which wasn't for me, but it's something that comes in quite handy for play schemes.
That's why it's so important to have the right qualifications at the right time.
Yeah, and after that I went to Thurrock Technical College in Essex and did a diploma in play work as it was. And then worked for a few years in other adventure playgrounds across East London. And then just before student loans were coming in, it was kind of the last year to apply for university and not have to pay a fortune for it. So I did apply to some colleges and I ended up going to Bradford and Ilkley Community College and did a degree in youth and community work there.
Wonderful. Lots of experience there.
Yeah, so I finished that in 91 and since then I've worked around a bit, but most often in play.
Lovely.
And community work.
And you're helping in Oldham now?
Yes.
Lovely.
Well, I hope it's helping, but yeah.
Rachael, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up going to the Oldham Play Action Group sessions as a child. Mm-hmm. Loved those sessions and I've never really left.
Wow.
So I volunteered till I was 18, so probably from the ages of about 15 to 18 I volunteered with OPAG. And then I decided to do a degree in youth and community work at Cumbria University. I then did my placement at OPAG and Green Acres. Okay. And then when I graduated, I did some general youth work, outreaching, and then got a role at Oldham Play Action Group as a project officer. And then the day of COVID, the first day of lockdown, I got the notification that I'd got the job at Memby and Dadley as the coordinator there.
Brilliant. Of course, I've been to your place as well. Great setup, great environment as well.
Yeah, we love the building, don't we?
Well done. Okay, let's get into the organisations that you work with. Tell us their names, their focus, and what the roles are.
Shall I tell you a little bit about Green Acres Community Centre first, because that's where we're all based.
Sure.
So Green Acres Community Centre was set up in 1990. It was originally a council-owned community education centre, but it was earmarked for closure. But at that time, there were a number of community groups, including a drama group and a sports club and things, that used it after hours. So they banded together to say, let's try and save it for community use.
Yes.
Which they managed to do, and they put a manager in place. And then from then on, they were responsible for the day-to-day running of the building. So they would do the programming, they'd get funding in for activities. They'd kind of manage all the things that happen between groups when you're sharing spaces and there's not enough storage. So they managed all of that. And then when the manager retired from there, who'd been there for a very long time, Tina and I, who both worked for Oldham Play Action Group, applied on a job share basis to take on the manager role, which was a part-time role anyway, for Green Acres Community Centre.
Excellent. So quite a range of services there.
Yes, there are many groups and lots of long-standing groups there. They'll have to excuse me if I miss anyone off, but from the top of my head, there's a dance group called Mystique that's been there for a long time. There's a group called Weebies that do a twice-weekly parent and toddler group. They do all sorts of things, don't they? They do circle time and singing and rhymes and cooking and arts and crafts, and that's a lovely group. People often comment that they've been to other parent toddler groups, and sometimes they're a little bit cliquey, but because this is all run by volunteers who are kind of dedicated meeters and greeters, nobody's left out. They all chat and introduce them to one another. There's a preschool and after school club called Laugh and Learn that's there. There's Ready Computing, and he does workshops in schools on IT and STEM subjects. It's a base for Wi-Fi Northwest, who do healthy cooking courses and training all over Oldham. More recently, we've had Calm Ahead move in, and they do sort of mental health and wellbeing courses, workshops. They do stuff on menopause, and then they've got a relaxed kids group. So they're a really good.
They're great with wellbeing. Wellbeing. They're great.
Lots going on.
And then there's long-standing yoga groups, parties.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo, kickboxers. A morning yoga group that's just started up as well. And there's also an older people's Keep Fit group and a lunch club. And we have a twice-weekly art group as well.
Superb.
And they've just done a really nice project where they've over-painted some old-fashioned landscapes with spooky Halloween things.
So lots of creativity and learning.
Lots of things going on.
And I think this space is a fantastic space, a fantastic environment to be able to do all those things. And it's the community need with those range of services. And of course, we'll be doing a few things with you on the cost of living and some music, I believe, as well.
Yes.
I'll look forward for that. Okay, so in terms of the benefit that you think it brings to the community through your services, what would you like to say in terms of families, etc.?
Yeah, it's great. The feedback that we get is great. I mean, we see the range of people from tiny babies up to adults in the 90s, all benefiting from the community centre, whether it's, like Steph said, the parent and toddler group, whether it's the art class and people socialise with each other. It's just a really welcoming environment, isn't it?
It's definitely a place for everyone where people can come and get advice, support, help, friendship. Some of the people that come to the older people's Keep Fit, they talk about the camaraderie that keeps them going.
And it's that social interaction as well, isn't it? And the community cohesion that we say brings everybody together.
Absolutely.
And you must have quite a diverse range of people coming through from different...
absolutely. I mean, it's always full. People come from all of the local communities, from all ages and ethnicities.
Brilliant. And so in terms of people want to contact with you, how would they do that?
Anything they want, really. We've got a website, we've got a Facebook page, we've got Instagram.
Okay.
They can ring us.
They can give us a ring, they can turn up.
Okay. And what we normally do is that we put a address on and the contact number on the frame, on the caption, for people to contact with you. So any other organisation that you work with?
Do you want us to talk about the other organisations that are in the group now?
Yes.
I mean, we've mentioned some of the groups that rent space here and are kind of part of the life of the community centre. But obviously the other groups that we're involved in are maybe in Dadley and Oldham Play Action Group. So do you want to know a bit more about
Yes, we do.
There?
The whole, the world out there want to know what you do.
So I'm the coordinator for Men Behaving Badly, which
Okay.
is an amazing group.
Okay.
We meet every Saturday and we do play, games, sports, arts and crafts.
Great.
We go on trips, like rock climbing. Last week we went to the play centre.
Really?
We do camping at least once a year.
Wow.
We probably have around 30-35 dads that are on our books as such.
Brilliant.
Not everybody comes every single week, but I'd say we
Sure.
get at least 15 every week.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with this promotion here, you'll be inundated with
maybe we'll
so
get a
many
few
people.
more. We have recently had an influx of new dads with babies, which is fantastic, because I always feel like when we get a new dad with a baby, that means we get them for years because they're starting off really little. But we are run by a board. Our chairman is probably our longest standing dad. The group started in 2000 and Bill, our chairman, has been with us since 2000. And he's great. His children are actually grown up now, and one of his children still volunteers with us.
Excellent.
But
So
it's a great group of dads.
Puts everything back into the community.
Yes,
Excellent.
definitely.
That sounds like a legacy in itself, doesn't it?
It is, yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Is there anything else that you want to add, or we missed, that the Oldham residents?
Oh, should we tell a little bit about Oldham Play Action Group?
Please do.
We've left that one till last. But,
Yeah.
Oldham Play Action Group started in 1997, I think.
Okay.
Queen's Jubilee, or the Year of Punk, however you remember it.
Yeah.
And it was started, I think, across somebody's kitchen table, who were saying, if we don't do something for children in our area, who will? And it started in an area of Royton called Hagate.
Okay.
And from there, a group of parents got together and started the first play scheme. So they rumbled on like that for a while, and they got small grants from here, there and everywhere, wherever they could. And eventually they had a coordinator, and years later they had some sessional workers and things. And I've worked there since 1994, I think. And my colleague Tina is not that far behind me. She's had more than 25 years there, and then Tina manages all the finances and those kinds of things. And then we have Jill, who runs a resource and hire store. So it's got arts and crafts materials that she buys in bulk and passes on the savings, and then a whole load of hire equipment. Things that people wouldn't necessarily buy, like badge machines and big parachutes that are expensive, so they can hire them for the day or the week.
Brilliant.
So we've got all that, and I think we've got 16 or 17 sessional workers now. All of who've got other jobs.
Excellent.
But it means they bring a wealth of experience and different
skills,
kinds of interests to us as well.
Yeah.
We always say everyone at OPAG's got 2 jobs unless they've got 3.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like quite a lot of people contributing to the range of services and the different working partnerships as well.
So we have lots of partnerships with small community groups as well, but we do things like play schemes, junior youth activities, art projects, play streets, where we'll get an order and shut the street for a day, and everybody comes out of all ages and plays together and gets the space hoppers and hopscotch and skipping and things going. So we do lots of that.
And how are you doing in terms of capacity and funding, which is always an issue?
I was going to say funding's a perennial issue for every group.
Yeah.
Yes.
All three of the groups we're talking about today is a charity, so they've all got charity status.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something that we always struggle with.
Yeah. Each year it does get a little bit harder, because there's either less money or more organisations trying to get the same kind of funding to do things.
Is most of your services free?
Most of them are. Most of them are.
Yeah.
We managed to get grants to fund some of those. Some of the things at Grenicker's are run by other groups, other organisations like the Taekwondo and Laugh and Learn. So they will charge a fee. They'll hire the space and they'll charge a fee. But the things we run directly, like the art group and the yoga for Grenicker's, there are opportunities for people to join in. And Oldham Play Action Group's activities are pretty much all free.
All free.
We always try to fund those things, and that's really important, especially now.
We get parents saying how much, especially during the summer holidays, how much they are struggling with
Cost of living.
Yeah, and being able to, taking your children to the cinema these days, to have the cinema ticket and popcorn is really expensive.
It is hard.
We've had a lot of feedback this year from families saying, OPA's been a lifeline this year, being able to turn up in the park and turn up to the centres and just join in for free and have a really good day out is...
And sometimes when I visited you, I saw the food fridge as well.
Yes, we have a community pantry.
Yeah, and when do you run that normally?
The community pantry is open all the time, really. Whenever we're in, it's open and people can come and help themselves. We get the surplus food from our local co-op and Aldi. Right. So it isn't the same every week, but we do try and make sure that there is something for people to take. And it's a lot about food waste as well.
Absolutely.
When we started the project, we were looking at environmental ways of how we can make an impact, and food waste was a good way to start.
Yeah, and as I mentioned in our meeting when I came, we also offer Greg's outlet food as well on a Tuesday, Thursday and a Saturday. And so we hope to combine and help each other out.
Yeah, there's certainly more and more need for those kind of opportunities for people.
Lovely.
It's well used, isn't it? It's well used.
Anything else you would like to add?
Some of the other things that Oldham Play Action Group do, I think when you came along, we had one of the half sessions running. So we work with the holiday and food activities. Okay. We've linked in with that, which means that people get a healthy, nutritious meal as well with those activities. Okay. And those activities, although they're not half, this October, because half only covers like the summer and winter period and Easter, we have managed to get some funding that means we can continue those things at Green Acres Community Centre through the school holidays, and Weeby's caterers will be serving up wonderful food again for everyone to come and join in. And you're coming on the Thursday.
I am.
Aren't you, to do some music with us?
I am. Yes.
When we first got
keeps my practice going.
We remembered very fondly of the days at Raska when we used to do the family festival days, and we used to look at festivals and cultures. And Mohammed came and did some music workshops there, and we had dancers and artists from your.
I know, those were the days.
Yeah, and we, hopefully
let's do some more of these in Oldham.
Restore some of that, because one of the things that is most important to us is just bringing people together and people coming together to have a good time.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a wonderful job, both of you, and great space and great workers and great range of services as well. And would like to thank you, for coming to the studio. And I'm sure from time to time we'll invite you again to promote your good work, upcoming work, and innovations.
Definitely.
Thank you for having us.
No, it's a pleasure. So please do get in touch with Rachael and Steph, along with the Oldham Play Action Group, Men Behaving Badly, and Green Acres Community Association teams, and hopefully you can take part in their great activities for the area and for the Oldham residents. And also don't forget to visit our website as well. And we look forward to being with you very soon. Take care. God bless.